The lights were blinding. That was the first thing Billie Eilish noticed as she stepped onto the stage, her heart already pounding harder than usual. The crowd roared, thousands of voices screaming her name, but something felt off. The energy wasn't the same. It wasn't the kind of excitement she had grown used to. It felt tense. Uncertain. Backstage, just minutes earlier, her phone had buzzed. A message. From someone she never expected to hear from in that moment. 3 simple words, "You need to know." And underneath it, a video. She hadn't even had time to process it fully before she was pushed toward the stage. The show had to go on. It always did. But now, standing there, microphone in hand, she felt like the ground beneath her was no longer stable. "Hey," Billie started, her voice softer than usual. The crowd quieted, sensing something. She swallowed hard, forcing a smile. "I love you guys." Cheers erupted again, but she couldn't hold it together. Not this time. Because the video was still playing in her mind. Over and over. It showed Nat Wolff. Not just anywhere. Not just doing anything. But sitting in a dimly lit room, speaking to someone off camera, his voice low, serious, completely different from the playful, warm energy Billie had fallen for. "I didn't tell her everything," he had said. Billie's stomach dropped again just remembering it. "I couldn't. Not yet." Back on stage, the music cue started. Her biggest song. The one that always got the crowd screaming. But this time, she didn't move. She just stood there. Frozen. The band hesitated. The audience murmured. And then, suddenly, Billie's hand began to shake. Her grip on the microphone loosened. Tears welled up. In her eyes so fast she couldn't stop them, couldn't hide them, couldn't pretend anymore. "Wait," she whispered. The entire arena fell silent. I can't." Her voice cracked. A sharp, audible gasp echoed through the crowd. Billie turned away slightly, trying to breathe, trying to ground herself, but it wasn't working. Because now, more pieces of the video were flooding back. Nat's voice again. "I care about her, more than anything. But if she finds out like this." A pause. "It'll destroy her." That was the moment everything inside her broke. Right there. On stage. In front of everyone. Billie collapsed to her knees. The microphone hit the stage with a loud echoing thud. The crowd screamed, not in excitement, but in shock. "Oh my God, Billie. Is she okay?" Phones shot up everywhere, capturing the moment, but this wasn't a performance. This was real. Painfully real. Backstage, her team rushed forward, but Billie didn't even notice them at first. She was crying, uncontrollably now. Not the quiet kind of tears. The kind that came from deep inside, from a place you couldn't reach or fix. "I didn't know," she kept repeating. "I didn't know." Security cleared the stage as quickly as possible, but the damage was already done. Fans were crying too. Some were calling her name. Some just stood there, stunned, watching their idol fall apart in real time. Back in the dressing room, Billie sat on the floor, her back against the wall, her hands covering her face. Her brother tried to comfort her. "Billie, talk to me. What happened?" She shook her head. "I saw something I wasn't supposed to see." Her voice trembled. "He lied to me." At that exact moment, her phone buzzed again. Another message. From Nat. She froze. Didn't want to open it. Couldn't ignore it. Slowly, with shaking hands, she tapped the screen. "Nat, please don't believe everything you saw. I was going to tell you. I swear. Just give me a chance to explain." Billie stared at the message. Tears falling silently now. Her chest tight. Her heart shattered. "Explain what?" she whispered. Her voice barely audible. "Explain why I had to find out like that." Outside, the news was already spreading. Headlines exploding across social media. Billie Eilish breaks down on stage. Concert halted after emotional collapse. What happened behind the scenes? But none of them knew the truth. Not yet. Inside that room, it wasn't about fame. It wasn't about the crowd. It wasn't about the headlines. It was about trust. About love. About the kind of pain that hits you when the person you believed in suddenly feels like a stranger. Billie wiped her tears slowly. Took a deep breath. And stared at her phone one more time. Another message popped up. "Nat, I'm outside." Her heart skipped. Everything stopped. For a second, she couldn't even think. Because whatever happened next would change everything. The moment the lights dimmed inside the private lounge, nobody expected the night to unravel the way it did. It was supposed to be simple. Quiet. Just a small gathering after a long day of rehearsals, nothing flashy, nothing dramatic. Billie Eilish had barely spoken all evening, her oversized hoodie pulled low, her energy unusually distant. Across the room, Nat Wolff was laughing with a few close friends, but even that laughter carried something forced. Like he was trying to hold something together that was already falling apart. And then it happened. A phone buzzed. At first, no one paid attention. Just another notification in a room full of distractions. But when Nat glanced down at the screen, his entire expression changed. The smile vanished. His body stiffened. For a split second, it looked like he forgot how to breathe. Billie noticed immediately. She always did. "What is it?" she asked softly, her voice barely cutting through the music. Nat didn't answer. He just stared. And that silence, it said everything. Billie stood up, walking toward him slowly, her heart already racing. Something wasn't right. You could feel it in the air, the shift, the tension, the way conversations around them began to fade as people sensed something bigger was unfolding. "Nat, what's going on?" she asked again, this time more urgent. He finally looked up. And the look in his eyes. It broke her. I didn't want you to find out like this," he said, his voice cracking under the weight of whatever he was holding in. That's when the room went completely still. Billie reached for the phone. "And what